Hi, my name is Freddy Bergman. I'm from a city just north of San Francisco called San Rafael, but originally I am from Sweden, specifically Stockholm. I was born in the US, but shortly after I moved to Sweden, and then I was raised there, and then I came back to the US in middle school. I've been traveling a lot since I was young, and it's only fitting that that became one of my biggest passions. For example, this last summer I went to Europe and I traveled for 42 days in 7 countries and 12 cities. The style of traveling I fell in love with is it's backpacking pretty much. So you just get a big backpack, put some clothes in, and you get your plane ticket and you just start exploring. I ended up getting a train pass in Europe, which let me go almost anywhere I wanted. I just had to go to a train station and pick a direction. And the feeling of freedom you get when you're traveling like this, it's indescribable. And it's like unlike anything you could ever imagine. It opens your mind and makes you look at the world in a whole new way. For example, I was in a hostel in Malaga in southern Spain, and I was with a bunch of friends from Sweden too, and I met this guy named Tyler at a bar, and we hit it off. He was super cool, and 2 days later I actually went to Rome with him. My friends went back home, and I decided I wasn't done traveling yet. So I bought a plane ticket, I went to Rome with Tyler, and we had a blast. And that's just one of the examples of how traveling just allows you, and just this style of traveling just allows you to go anywhere. You're not held down by suitcases, luggage. If you don't have a set schedule or anything, you just have a certain block of days. You get a map and you just pick where you want to go. That's actually how it went down. We just spread a map on a table and said, how about going here, how about going here, and picked Rome, and it was a great time. Sports has also played a large role in my life, and mainly it's lacrosse and skiing. Lacrosse allowed me to lead an active lifestyle, and it became an outlet for the stress that built up throughout my life. So like things at home, school, all that. But skiing was my favorite sport by far. I learned to ski at a young age as well, and it stuck with me my whole life. It's added to my passion for traveling and adventure too, because I loved exploring the mountains. I loved finding the hidden caches of powder with my friends, finding the best line in the park. And every time you go to a new ski resort, you get to start all over, and it's a different experience each time. So my goal is to major in international business, which hopefully will create more opportunities like this for me to travel and experience other parts of the world. I'm hoping to be able to ski in places like Jackson Hole, Revelstoke, Switzerland, and I also want to travel to other big trips in South America, Africa, Australia, and Asia. So currently I'm trying to learn Chinese as well for my major, and it definitely lives up to being one of the hardest languages to learn. Just the characters themselves are insanely complex. They also look exactly the same sometimes, but they mean completely different things, or they sound the same, but they're two completely different things. So for example, the word ma can have 4 different meanings, or just one of the characters has 4 different meanings for it. So depending on what tone you can use a rising tone, falling tone, high or low, and they each mean 4 different things. So one could mean mother, horse, and can't remember the other 2, but they're not PG, let's just say that. But at that moment, that's my biggest challenge, and I believe if I can cross that barrier and learn one of the hardest languages in the world, I'll be able to succeed in achieving my goal, and I can feed my passion for traveling with further success in my major.